And this practice, it's an experiment. So I hope you like and you can pick this and tweak and use in your own context, your own groups. It's a test to preview and review the year that we are closing and like preview the next one. So we're using what's what now what, it means specs in a combination. And I hope it's not like the boring process that sometimes groups get into to look the planning and the reviewing, which is sometimes is a drag. So we'll be practicing these two structures in a different way. So we are not practicing exactly the structures as they are, but we are mashing them up. And yeah, and I hope we'll get some ideas flowing between our ourselves. How many are we now? Three, six, eight. So we will work in two groups of four. And we'll start with abundant greetings. Who knows abundant greetings? David and Michelle. Okay, I'll create two groups and I'll be randomly selecting you to these groups, just balancing the boys and the girls, more or less. And let me tell you how it's going to work. The abundant greetings. First, the mechanics. Sometimes people call this not abundant, but thick greetings. And it's exactly opposite of this short version of hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. This short conversation that we have when we greet someone is the reverse of this. So each person will have 3 minutes to be greeting the other ones. And these 3 minutes are non-negotiable. They are all yours. So even though you don't finish or you stop talking, you still have the 3 minutes. So each person will have these 3 minutes and you find one or two questions or three questions. Sometimes people stay in one question for 3 minutes. Sometimes people go through tons of questions along the time that the person has. So there is actually no rule for how many questions you answer. But we have the list. I'll put the list in the chat. The total time will be 12 minutes. So the first person will start. After 3 minutes, the second person gets in and keep it going. Let me just get some space between the phrases so it will be more readable. Okay, so these are the questions that will be giving some texture for these conversations. I'll give you 1 minute to go through these questions just to see which one calls you or get some reflections. And then I'll be opening the rooms. So just let me know if you can see all the questions in the chat. And I find touch the rooms. Okay.
These are such great questions.
Yeah, it was hard to trim this bulk of questions. I have, I think, 15, but we came
A
up with
lot
this.
of questions.
Yeah. So my
A
suggestion is not
dissertation.
using more than 7, but in your case, I'll be testing with more. So again, you don't have to answer them all. You can choose one or two, the ones that gets you the most, and you use your 3 minutes. Okay. And maybe just to get things flowing quicker in the breakouts, let's use the alphabetical order for the greeters. So for example, Andrea will be the first in one group, and Danielle will be the first in a second group. Okay? And then you keep following the alphabetical order. Enjoy. Abundant greetings. See you in 12. Hey, how was it?
Abundant.
Abundant. Nice. And one thing that I notice in abundant greetings is that when people are greeting ourselves and talking about answering a question or reflection, it guides us to a reflection as well. So it's as we are also reflecting about the question that the person is answering. So that's one
Totally.
a good side effect.
Mhm.
So let me give you two things now. One is the documentation for abundant greetings, so we can do it later with different topics. And there are a bunch of questions there for you to choose from. And I usually play around with GPT to craft the questions I want. I give them some, and then I start crafting with ChatGPT a bunch of different questions. Okay, so what? So what? Now what? I'll show you on the screen first, and then I'll give you the toy in your hands. Otherwise, you'll not pay attention to the explanation. I know you. Let's see if it's the right one. Yeah, it is. So I'll give you access to this set of slides, and you'll be working in two groups. So the fireplace breakout and the mudroom breakout. Maybe we should clarify what mudroom is for people who are not used to this word, culturally speaking. Who can explain what a mudroom is?
I
Is it a
can.
Canadian thing, Lindsay?
Well, yeah, I mean, when I was building a house, it's all about the mudroom. It's the first place you come in when you've been tromping around in the garden and cutting branches off, and you come in and you just slough your raincoat and your muddy boots off. It's kind of a bit of a vestibule usually before the front door. So it's the wonderfully functional place. The mudroom is where real things happen. The interface of the inside
Thank
and
you,
the
Lindsay.
outside.
Mm.
I would think in a
Perfect.
completely different place if I could translate to Portuguese.
Yeah, the translation doesn't
Yeah,
give full
it's like
meaning.
we are in the mud, you know? That's
Yeah,
the expression we use in Portuguese. We are in the mud. So the mud room would be somewhere where we are.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's a nice place.
yeah.
Okay, culturally, we are now connected. So mudroom now is a mudroom. And each breakout will have the three slides to work. So I suggest you to choose one of the columns for yourself as a person, and you get your reflection on these five post-its. And the what, so what, now what, I think everybody here knows. We'll be creating sharing understanding and deciding how to move forward. And we'll be going up the ladder very slowly. So we're looking at the what together, getting the meanings of what we observe, and then exploring our assumptions, getting some conclusions, exploring our beliefs, and then coming to actions. So we'll not be jumping from what is happening to actions. We'll be slowly going up. So that's the process in a nutshell. The usual structure, we have the plenary after each what. But in our case here, we'll be skipping the plenary after the what, and will be just one plenary for the so what. So we'll be together for 20 minutes in the breakout to go to the what's. 1 minute self-reflection, you get your notes, and then you discuss as a group. It's good to listen to other people's what they are perceiving about the year, what is happening in their context. So it's always inspiring. And then you move together to the so what. Again, 1 minute individually, and then 9 minutes in your group. And then we'll be back in the main room to the plenary. And then we'll be listening to the groups to get inspired about their what's and so what's. And then we'll be going back to the breakouts to do the now what. And there is also a tweak in the now what. So let me give you the toy now that you know what we are going to do. The instructions are in the chat and also in the slide itself. So let me know if you have access to the document, and I'll change the timings here. And you can elect someone who is more like the nicest person in the room can be the timekeeper to gently guide you to move forward. and keep you in the individual reflection in that 1 minute. Usually it's one thing that people skip is this 1 minute. It just starts like working as a group. Get that 1 minute for yourself to reflect and take your notes, and then you move to the group. Okay. Good to go. See you 20, my friends. Back in the main room. Everybody back? Yeah, perfect. Okay. Let's use a couple minutes per group just to share maybe one highlight from the what and one highlight from the so what. Doesn't have to be like a synthesis, just something that was warm, interesting for the group that the other group needs to know, can be inspiring. We can start at the fireplace. Andrea, David, Michelle, and Renato. One at a time, please.
Go, Renat. I talked too much, so now it's your time.
Okay. Yeah, I think that my experience in the group was like I I felt like what everyone was sharing connected to what I wanted to say, so I tried, just to be on that and not speak too much because it make like total sense what they were sharing. Uh, we didn't have time to go through the now what, right?
Oh
Right,
yeah,
David?
yeah.
Michelle?
We're not
Just
there yet.
the what and so what.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And one key thing I think was really not to be judgmental, especially in the what part, trying to stick to the facts. That was also challenging. And in the so what, it was like, wow, things people were sharing were like, wow, this is it. Love it. Want to do it. Uh, it was great.
Nice. Thank you, Renato. And what happened in the mud room? Daniela, Lindsay, Mushumi, and Sean.
I can start us off, and then my group can always add on. So when it came to the what, we shared a lot of successes and learnings and discoveries. And I think from even though we all work in different contexts, the common ground was that it really was a year of building. Um, Even though you're building through uncertainty, connection, mentorship, and learning. Those were kind of the four big pieces that came out that we all had some touch point with. And when we talked about the so what, again, we shared from very different contexts and points of view, but it really came down to returning to human-centric approaches, while still, of course, living in this world that's constantly evolving in terms of technology, and finding common ground, ensuring we're still able to relate to one another within that space that sometimes brings us away from each other.
Mhm. Nice. Lots of commonalities between the groups and between the people probably as well, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Now what? The idea is to go back to the breakout room, go to the purple page where we have the post-its for the now what's, and just try to jot down some ideas. What are some pathways and opportunities are you seeing for 2026? And maybe some actions that make sense or possible next steps. So just make your notes, use 1 minute for yourself, and then let's make it instead of 7 minutes, let's make it 8 minutes in total to save some time for the last step that we'll be doing after this. Okay, so let me adjust in the breakouts. Suggestions for your colleagues in the room are always welcome. So see you in 8 minutes. Here we are. Did you lose Sean?
Here we are.
Yeah,
We did lose
he
Sean.
had
I
to
guess
go
he
a bit early.
probably had for the hour.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So let me show you the next step. You have lots of now what's. We'll be now mashing up the min specs. So this slide will be in the set as well. So the idea is to review your list of now what's and revisit each item with this question. If you ignore this pathway, opportunity, or action, could 2026 still be a meaningful, healthy, and coherent year for you? So if the answer is yes, you take it off. Or sometimes instead of taking off, you can refine that action to be more precise, to be specific. So the idea now is to refine this list in something very tangible and very simple and close to your heart. David, as you are the
Can
min
we
spec reference, can you say a little bit more about the min specs?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is when I was at my first immersion, March 2019 in Seattle. At the end of the immersion, we say, how might you carry your practice forward? And I remember walking around the room. I have an image of it in my mind. And what I refined it down to was I want to partner regularly with people and practice regularly. It was so simple, but I remember how juicy of a gem that was because it wasn't 10 things to carry forward, it was just this. So there's like, as I talk about this now, there's like this focused energy and potential. And as a person who wants to do everything, MinSpec is so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, Lindsay. You have
Oh,
a
I just
question or
wondering.
comment?
I was wondering if we can creep the other people's now what's and think about those
Yeah, you can even go
as
to the
well.
older slide and check
Once
what
we've
people are.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let me double check the time. You have 8 minutes. So remember, do the work by yourself first, and then share with the group, ask for help, and help others. See you in 8.
To click on something and I returned too early, I guess.
Yeah, some seconds early. Yeah, I think
Hello.
we're all back.
Well, Fernando, I
Hello.
decided I'm going to hide in your suitcase next time you go to Portugal or Brazil.
Why,
Why
David?
is my
Why?
suitcase so heavy?
Nice people, huh?
Thank you. I think
Okay.
Renata was going to take a photo and I hit the wrong button and
Yes.
disappeared.
Yes.
We
Didn't
already
like
take
it.
like a group photo.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think we are coming to our goals. So deepening our practice, making sense of what unfolded in 2025 and building momentum for 2026. So we have this small poem or haikai. Who can read these final reflections for us with a nice voice?
Where
It's in
are
the
they?
chat.
Mm.
In the chat.
Oh, I'm just on the wrong thread.
I can read it.
What will genuinely give you momentum in 2026? Is this?
No, the final
Yeah.
reflections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small choices with coherence. Choices create momentum. Momentum sustains and the path responds.
So interpretations are open. So the idea now to close this session together is to close our camera, pause the video for a while, and reflect on this question: what will genuinely give you momentum in 2026? And then write in the chat. You can write anytime you want. And then when you're ready, you turn your camera back on, and then we'll be sharing before we go. I think you'll have time for a quick read from the chat. Can we start with you, Daniela?
Sure.
Yes, briefly read, and if you want to add something on, it's okay. And then we follow to me and then Renato, and we keep going.
Okay. Um, I am someone who works on my own most of the time. It's very project based, and I'm really wanting to explore finding community. My first comment there, I think, being inspired but also challenged by people who are doing really intentional and wonderful work, such as this space. This is the first time that I'm in a space like this. It creates momentum for me. I've been here less than an hour, and I can already feel it. So I'm appreciative.
Mm, nice. Yeah, for me, it's a natural segue, Daniela, is to dedicate time and energy for people like you, practitioners using the structures, looking for more excitement and challenge and experience, and being together, which is so rare nowadays to be together and to really devote time and energy for ourselves and for other peoples in the community. So that's what gives me momentum. Renato.
Yeah, for me it was like a Rio de Janeiro haikai. So speak less, listen more, fight less, play more, run less, breathe more, laugh and love every day.
Great.
Show me.
Yeah, so I think it's important to sometimes rejuvenate and look at what is the ikigai that I have. So that is something that I would be looking at. I'm just looking at where I have written all. Yeah, guy learning never stops. So teaching. So we keep to we have to keep on learning. So that's the mantra that I have. Meet a lot of people. I think a lot of digital detoxification, which is required at times, so that we can connect physically, not take baggages forward of what happened this year to the next year, and then also revisit the health goals and live and let live. Yeah, have a lot of resilience.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's interesting thinking about the question of genuine momentum. And my thing feels like the opposite of that, taking space and time to breathe. And yet I really feel like when I don't take that time, I'm continuing in a certain way and patterns that aren't always helpful. So every time I take space to breathe, the words that coming to me right now is I'm made new. Like there's an opportunity to savor and to see what's here to challenge me too. Yeah.
I guess Daniela, okay. Um, for me this year, I want to do more courageous convening. I've been doing smaller things. I've really been focused in certain areas, but I would love to zoom out and do more bigger picture convening this year. And to Johnny Appleseed, the process for me that means is get other people doing it too, like support people to do it as well. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Mhm. Michelle.
And
Thank
Andrea,
you.
I think, okay.
Um, I was laughing about when in our group, the things that I said might be a good min spec are things that I was telling a client to do in a workshop 3 weeks ago. I'm like, so practice what I preach. Don't be a hypocrite. Have these what all of the research says is make things rituals, give yourself a schedule so that all the basics are taken care of and your brain has less lizard energy getting you fed and slept and more prefrontal on your neat inventions.
Wow. A biological means back. Andrea.
Less is more. I think it's the sentence I would say. Less is more. And focus in what gives me joy, what makes me happy, and that's it. If I do that, everything
Mhm.
will be wonderful. I know that I will not do that. Okay. I will do a little bit of that, but not. Okay. I'll try.
And your website's
As a
going to be
North
great.
Pole. Yeah. Good enough.
Yes, it will be
Mhm.
MinSpec website.
Good enough. I love
Exactly.
this sentence. This sentence is a guide to me. It's a North Pole star for me. That is good enough to try. No, safe it. Let me think of the sentence. Oh no, I forget it. It's good enough to go, safe enough to try. And I use it a lot.
It's a good mantra.
Yeah.
Thanks, Masumi, for coming. Probably for Masumi, it's like late night,
Thank you very
right?
much. I really appreciate. I have been attending quite a few of your sessions. Definitely will touch base again with some of you going to meet and wishing you a very happy festive season. So take care.
Yeah, that's the closing, people. Thanks for coming. It was lovely to have you on the sessions during the
Yeah.
year.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Let's
Thank you.
let's do
Thank
more.
you. Lovely to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Abundance.
Thank you.
Same here.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Fernando. Thank you, Fernando, for getting us
You're
together.
welcome.
Okay,
Yeah, see you
Thank
again
you.
soon.
bye.